Alright, what's up, y'all? This is Matchstckgmr here, and today we're going to be discussing Dragon Ball Super Episode 1, which was titled The World Peace Prize Who's Getting the 1 Million Zenny? Today I have a special guest with me, as you can see over in the left hand corner of the screen. I have none other than Saiyan Prince, also known as Irving here. I'm going to link his Facebook page down in the description of the video, so make sure you go check out his official page. So, Saiyan Prince, why don't you introduce yourself real quick? Just tell a brief description about yourself.
Hey, Saiyan Prince Irving here. I'm really excited to be on the show tonight and looking forward on talking about episode 1, Dragon Ball Super. I know a lot of fans over the years have been like really excited and really disappointed thinking that Akira Toriyama wasn't going to release a series. But here we have it, 18 years later, and the series started off really strong. I know people gotten a little disappointed because the first episode dragged, but we're going to get into that.
Alright, awesome. Alright, so that said, we're just going to cover pretty much the key plot points of this episode, just, time constraints and such, folks. That said, we want to be clear about what the time frame is for this, like how much time has passed in between Goku defeating Kid Buu and episode 1 of this series. And if I'm not mistaken, Saiyan Prince here told me that it was 3 months, correct?
Yes.
And there were some translations on some fan subs that said it was 6 or so months.
6, 7 months after.
Right. So just don't get that confused. Now, I find that funny because I'm not sure if you remember in GT, whenever they brought it over here and translated it, I believe they said it was 5, 10 years after the events of Dragon Ball Z, but the Japanese version said a much shorter time frame. I think that's funny how that occurred even with this, saying like how messing up the distance between time. Anyway, so I guess we'll start off with the opening scene. Obviously, we're going to skip the point where it recaps what happened to everybody at the defeat of Kid Buu. So
you have to say the intro. I love it. Music. When the music started playing, it was like, yo, it reminds me like back in the day when Toonami would be playing Dragon Ball Z, right when the intro comes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember all you guys used to be like jumping on the beds, getting hyped, cranking the volume up. Shit, that's what I did when I went online watching. But what's been said before, this is a very promising show and episodes.
Oh, yes, it is. And just to be clear, a lot of people seem to be debating on whether or not this is or is not canon. I know a lot of people seem to have issues with continuity in the DBZ community, but let me just be clear here. This is being treated as a continuation to the original manga. Yes, there are a few mix-ups there, such as they put Gregory in, which Gregory is a Toriyama creation in the anime, but he's not in the manga, so ignoring that little detail, it's being treated as a continuation to the original manga. And Toriyama is extremely and heavily involved in this. He writes a general outline and then hands it off to Toei, who animates the anime series, and hands it off to Toriotaro, who does the manga. And then they sit there and pretty much take what what he's given them, and they expand upon it from there. So yes, it is canon. And with that out of the way, I guess we'll get into Scene 1 of Episode 1, and we open up with Goku on his radish farm. Yeah, it's funny, guy that saves the universe is a radish farmer for his day job. Who knew? He's more or less driving on his farm tractor, I guess, maintaining the land so he can grow his radishes, and then Goten proceeds to come out there with a bot's lunch for him to eat that was made by Chi-Chi. He's having to do this farm work because, well, Goku doesn't have a regular job. He doesn't make money, and saving the Earth doesn't make him money. I mean, if he was still doing World Martial Arts tournaments, it'd probably be a different story, but, yeah. So, Saiyan Prince, you want to continue from there?
Yeah. I like how the episode really started. It was really awesome. It's already in the time of peace. Everything's very peaceful. All the villains are gone. And what fans got really confused was like, are they continuing GT? And no, for all of you out there, no, it's not the GT continuance. It takes place after the defeat of Kid Buu. Because I know, and there's other Oh crap! What was the episode called? What was the last episode called? When he fought Kid Buu.
The last episode of the series. Shoot. Uh, I know it had something to do with the Super Spirit Bomb or something like that. I know Spirit Bomb was in the name. I remember that much. It's been a little bit, but yeah, it's treated as a direct continuation just after they beat Kid Buu, but before they meet Oob at the World Martial Arts Tournament. Okay.
Yes. So for those of you who won't get confused, Super takes place in between the defeat of Kid Buu, and then later on, when it takes place like 3 to 5, 7 years. No, my mistake. 4 years, when Pan's 4 years old and Boo is a little kid. So I wanted to put that out there so you guys don't get confused.
It's a 10-year time gap between them beating Kid Buu and them meeting Oob, according to the original manga.
Yes. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts on that when you first saw the episode?
My overall thoughts was it came off kind of slow, unfortunately, but I mean, like, you got it's a starting episode. You can't sit there and like assume it's going to be action packed like Z was from the start. You got to like give people a chance to see how everybody's wind down, how everybody's enjoying the piece, etc. I thought it was well animated for a modern anime series. I even heard some people say its animation is on par with that of Attack on Titan. But overall, I just enjoyed the story so far. Within episode 1, I mean, like I can't wait to get my rating at the end of all this. But just I loved it. It was good. It was good, but slow, as I said.
And for those of you who don't know, the first few episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and it's very obvious in episode 1, it's basically retelling the whole entire Battle of the Gods story arc. It's a retell. But I also have a theory on that, which we will discuss later on.
It's going to be a great series, folks. Just keep posting on it and everything. But going on, episode 1 was a mixture of the comedy that you got with Dragon Ball with a smidge of action of Dragon Ball Z. And you can see this. Toriyama is more or less, I guess, trying to go back to the roots of the series and then gradually build it up, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that enjoyed the comedy of Dragon Ball, and I think this is doing a good mixture of the two, giving us the action of Z while throwing in the classic comedy of Dragon Ball, which you gotta love. I mean, Dragon Ball made me laugh. I can still go back and look at it and laugh at every single comedy point thrown in to this day. But anyway, so continuing on with what happened. So as I said, Goku's driving his tractor on a farm. Goten brings him lunch. Goku then tells Goten, "Drive this tractor for me while I eat my lunch." Okay, Goten's driving the tractor. Goku eats, and after he finishes up his food, which doesn't take very long because, well, he's a Saiyan, he's Goku, he eats fast. He then proceeds to start training. There are some inconsistencies between the Dragon Ball Super manga and the anime, which I'll let Saiyan Prince here tell y'all about with this training scene. Saiyan Prince?
Yes. As you can see, like in the manga, that there was released like a week or two before the first episode aired in Japan. In the manga, it shows Goku, after he finished eating, he started training, but he was making believe he was fighting up against Frieza and Cell, which I thought that was really awesome for the first few pages when I started reading it. And we didn't get to really see that in the first episode, but rumor is that when the first season 1 comes out on Blu-ray, that's going to be added to it. So, yes. 10 points, Pure Toriyama, 10 points. But eventually, by the end of the season 1, it's 9,000. But yeah, also what I wanted to say was that what type of father would let their son drive the tractor, especially while you're working? Yes, for the new generation that you guys haven't seen Dragon Ball, when Goku was a kid, Master Gohan by accidentally dropped him, and he hit his head really hard. So I've been seeing a lot of comments, people asking me, why is Goku an adult but he acts like a kid? He's not really a kid, he's just very laid back and very slow. And that's why he let Goten drive, because he has that much confidence. Like, Goku's very innocent. Just like in episode 1, when Hercule decided to give the money to Goku couldn't even make his own decision and say, no, I don't want the money. You could have it. Goku was, at the time, is 8 years old, told him, hey, Dad, but if you take the money, Mom will let you train. That's what came to Goku's mind. He's like, hell yeah. I give all this money to Chi-Chi, I can train with King Kai. And that's where it leads up to.
Yeah,
and also,
yeah. I'm sorry, go on.
Alternate Trunks getting Videl a gift. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought it was very the scenes for Goten and Trunks getting Videl a gift. Like they were trying to figure out what to get her, and like there were various things, you know, like a lotion. But they go to a lotion store, see the prices, are like, oh my god, these prices are insane, you know. And then they hear this old man talking about like this hot spring or something, like, oh, the water will make you feel young and blah 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 blah, stuff like that. So they ask him about it, and then he gives them a general idea of where it is. And they do actually end up finding it, but then they think, oh no, that can't be it because it's full of old people. So they go a little further up and find this clear stream and just grab water up out of it. And then a giant snake attacks them. They, of course, easily beat it. And then they go and proceed to present said water to Videl. And Videl, of course, being nice, splashes a little bit on her face and, you know, obviously goes, oh, this is water. But she doesn't say that and just thanks the boys, like, thank you for this kind gift. And like just everything involved in that was hilarious with how they were trying to figure out what to get her and overall how they went and got it. Let me see. Going a little further, Saiyan Prince here talked about Hercule presenting Goku with the 1 million zenny, which I'm not sure how much that is. I know zenny is a Japanese slang term for money, so I don't know how much 100 million yen is in US dollars. So don't ask me how much money that is offhand. I can't tell you. But it's enough money to where Goku won't have to farm for quite some time. He can train. But Hercule goes to present it, and as he said, Goku, of course, refused it because Goku's very laid back, and he's a very laid back character. But he's presented in a laid back way, but at the same time has a childlike nature, and the reason behind that is because Toriyama wanted him to keep that kindness and lovingness he has for his friends and family all the way into his adulthood. That's why the Japanese voice actress for Goku still voices him to this day to give him that same voice. John Schimmel, I believe, catches this too, but in a more serious manner with Goku. But Schimmel's gone on record saying that he got inspiration from the, I believe, Spanish dub instead of the Japanese dub. He said he didn't hear the Japanese voice actress's voice for the first time until like after they finished recording the entire series. So yeah, he draws more inspiration from the Spanish dub instead of the Japanese dub. I believe Christopher Sabat, who voices Vegeta, draws from the Japanese dub though. Saiyan Prince, any more thoughts?
Yes, I have another thought too, and I love the fact how the episode ended. It shows Hiro Kai, and it shows the old Kai at the end. Very nervous. I've never seen him this nervous before, even in Dragon Ball Z, even when Majin Buu was that large. He was like the biggest threat at the end of the series. But they weren't this freaked out as they were in the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. So, yes, Akira Toriyama, that's another big plus. I like that. You finally get to see High Beam, Supreme Beam,
Oh yes, it was interesting actually seeing Capito Kai so freaking scared. I have never seen him that scared before. I mean, yeah, granted he was extremely scared of Boo coming back whenever he seen Boo emerge from the ball, and then eventually, as the series progressed, changed back into Kid Boo. You could see he was scared during this entire progression, but not as scared whenever he realized what was going down. Whenever it came to the awakening of a certain deity.
Yes.
Let me see. I don't know if there's anything else to contribute here. You got anything else?
These are my thoughts, and so next time.
All right, folks. So my overall rating for this, I'm going to give it a 4.5 stars for episode 1 because I feel it was a great start.
Yeah, an extremely great start.
Yes.
Mind you, you always have to be patient for the first 5-10 episodes. It always gets better. You guys should know this. Look how Dragon Ball started. The first few episodes were boring, but they were good. It was more adventure, it was comedy, but then it lead up to the action, it lead up to more of the meaning, more character development. I feel that Super is going to be just as good as Dragon Ball Z, but better.
Most definitely.
for my thoughts, and make sure to follow me on Facebook, Saiyan Prince.
Yeah, check him out. I will link his Facebook down in the description. Highly recommend it. He's always posting his personal thoughts on each and every episode of Dragon Ball Super, along with posting some awesome pictures that you may or may not find interesting. I find a lot of them interesting, and often you'll see me and him and some of his followers discussing said pictures or topics down in his comment section. Anyways, folks, I want to thank y'all for watching. Saiyan Prince, make sure you check him out. And you got anything else you want to contribute, Saiyan Prince?
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
No, thank you, man. I really appreciate your time. Anyways, folks, again, yeah, peace out. Thanks. Bye. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z / Kai, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Fuji TV, Toei Animation, Funimation, and Akira Toriyama. I do not claim to own any of these. The video and any images that appear were used under fair use.